Hey, y'all, welcome back to the No Level Cap podcast. This week, we're talking gaming, but for some reason, the industry keeps trying to shoot itself in the face.
Yo, welcome back to the No Level Cap podcast, where we cover all things anime, all things gaming, and all things nerd culture with none of the BS. I am your host, Sage Ashford. These are my co-hosts, Devin Butts, Rakeem Beck, Will Coleman, Terrence Flowers. This week, like Rakeem said, we are hopping into everything that's been happening in gaming recently, and we couldn't come up with no better way to describe it than everybody just deciding in unison to shoot themselves in the fucking face. This week, we're going to cover this a little differently. It's going to be structured a little differently from my usual podcast. We're diving into some of the biggest gaming news this week. So we're going to be a little bit more free form in our discussion, just letting y'all know ahead of time. But let's not waste no time. We got a lot of different stories to get into. And hell, one that I can't believe that I left out now that I think about it. Yeah. I got it down now. So let's go ahead and kickstart it with this. Xbox is increasing the price of its Xbox Series X and S consoles starting in August. The Xbox, you said what? Yeah, once again. The Series S is now going to go from $399 to $499. Just to remind y'all, originally this console launched at $249. The 1 terabyte is going from $449 to $599. Holy shit! The Series X 1 terabyte is going from $649 to $800. And the digital is going from $599 to $750. And if you're wondering what happened to the 2 terabyte model, they are sunsetting that. They're discontinuing it because it is so expensive to do large hard drives now. They're like, it wouldn't even make sense for us to price it that way because it would never sell. So let's get a little bit of extra news from Xbox themselves. I did want to just use that particular tweet to give y'all a look at it's helpful to see the numbers, and they obviously didn't want to show you the numbers directly, like what it was increasing from. This coming from Xbox Wire. Effective August 1st, 2026, we will be updating prices worldwide. The price of Xbox consoles will increase by $100 for 512 gigabyte models and $150 for 1 terabyte models. We will also be sunsetting our 2 terabyte model last October. Goddamn, just October, not even a full year. We increased Xbox console prices by $20 to $70 in the U.S. We hoped another price increase would not be necessary. We have spent the last several months working with suppliers on options. Unfortunately, console storage and memory prices have increased by more than 2.5 times, and we expect another doubling by the fall of 2027. Just in case y'all was wondering what next-gen consoles are going to look like, they are going to be insane pricing-wise. The entire consumer electronics industry is struggling with current components crisis. Man, they just can't say what it is because they know that Microsoft is responsible, like their parent company is responsible for this. But the effects are particularly hard on consoles. Unlike phones, computers, speakers, and other consumer devices, consoles are typically not sold at a profit, but instead for less than they cost to make. And this comes back. Now let's get back to what we were saying earlier in a previous episode where I said, hey, I think very soon these consoles are going to cost so much that you're going to need some kind of payment plan. They're going to get you on some type of contract like the phones.
Called it.
And sure enough, here we are. Today, we are also sharing programs to make Xbox consoles more accessible. The buy now, pay later plan. Interest-free financing. We are working with partners to let players purchase eligible Xbox hardware at 0% APR financing for up to 12 months, giving players more flexibility with lower monthly payments and more budgeting control. Previously played consoles, so basically since GameStop not really able to do that on the wider scale, they're going to do it. And it'll be multiple retail partners. We are working with retail partners, plural, on new programs to provide previously played consoles at lower prices. Players who are ready to upgrade or no longer use their console will be able to trade it in with participating retail partners for cash or stored credit. These consoles will then be made available at lower prices for players. They don't list what the lower prices are. I wonder, those technically would not be, not only are they used, but you didn't have to add no new components for that. So you could sell that for a far more reasonable price. You might even be able to get back down. It would be wild to sell the Xbox Series S, for instance, at $249, but a used one, which is what it would basically have cost if you bought it at launch. But I mean, could happen. Xbox certified refurbished consoles are available at Microsoft stores for up to $100 off MSRP. I guess that's the real answer. It'll be a refurbished console for maybe it'll probably be like closer to $100 off. Yeah. So I want to know, what do y'all think about this?
This sucks. This is trash. And unfortunately, it's the ongoing issue we've come with, the shortages that have come because of the AI boom, and how the RAM shortages we've had, the chip shortages we've had, and Microsoft itself is tied into this heavily. So obviously they're not going to say, yeah, we caused this problem. We're a big part of this, why this problem is persisting. But we just got to deal with it. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. We're in a generation now where there's kids who may not be able to get those consoles like we did because the prices are so out of range. Like growing up, you couldn't wait till Christmas, and your parents might get you a console maybe a year or two later at a little bit of a lower price. That was common. But I mean, man, our parents could go into the store and they'd look at a lower price console that's been out for a couple years. Oh, this ain't nothing, man. I get this for my kid. Man, I go into a store and I'm looking at $800. I'm like,
you won't be getting it.
Hey, man, that PS4, it did me justice.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Plenty of games on there.
It's like when the original Xbox came out. I originally wanted the OG Xbox, and I told my dad that's what I wanted. He looked at the price because at the time I think it was $299 if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was $399. I can't remember exactly. It was one or the other, and he was like, "Nah, I can't do that." And that's how I ended up with the GameCube, which was $199 at that time.
Yeah,
that was arguably maybe the better decision, but yeah, that just goes to show how much price difference really does impact whether a parent is willing to buy you this or buy you that. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now everybody has. I mean, a lot of people don't have $800 for a gaming console.
That's a car payment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now it's a car payment.
Didn't even be a car payment.
That's a car payment.
In a wild world.
Back in the day, that was rent. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, things have gone up so much, man. It's unfortunate because it feels like this was an unforced error. This didn't have to happen this way. The companies didn't have to go in the direction of hogging all the RAM and all these mechanics for these data centers and other AI preventions. Like the AI boom happened so quickly and things changed so drastically that we weren't able to adjust the hardware to compensate for it in time. And now with the prices have just gone up ways too much. We saw how we'll probably get into that later about the Steam machine, but how the Steam machines prices have gone up because of that. So this is definitely a symptom of that, and it's unfortunate because this is the second price increase. This isn't even the first one, right?
No, it's like the third one, isn't it?
It's like the third, I think.
Yeah, third.
Bro,
not
this
even
is
from
insane.
a long time span.
They've been pushing this thing up for a while now. Like over the years, they've just been pushing it.
Here's my biggest problem with this is that Xbox, they're already suffering, and I know we're going to get into that, so I'm not going to get into the weeds about it, but the price for essentially the most powerful Xbox is now $800. You can get a PS5, the base PS5, for still $650. So who's going to buy an Xbox for $800 when you could just go buy the more popular PS5 for and I'm not saying that Sony won't raise the price at some point. I know they will, but as it is right now, there is no reason to buy an Xbox over a PlayStation unless there's a specific
How much is
game.
The Pro?
Well, the Pro is still $900.
Like $900.
But at that point,
hell, I mean,
you might as well buy the Pro.
Buy the Pro?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably a more powerful console at this rate.
No, it is no powerful
funny?
console. Yeah, it just there's no reason to buy an Xbox unless I know the move that Asha wants to do now is make the exclusives exclusive again, but those exclusives are not enough to draw people back to Xbox like that. That's just not going to happen.
Not raising the prices.
Yeah, exactly.
Too late for that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
What was you about to say, Devin?
You know what's funny when the this console was first released and everybody was making the refrigerator memes. At this point, it's going to about to cost what a refrigerator costs soon. It's just going to be, you just might as well buy a refrigerator. That's what it's going to cost soon.
Yeah.
I just
The smart refrigerator plays Skyrim, so I mean, you know.
Yeah, you can buy it. Yeah, just go buy a refrigerator. You know, I just don't understand it, man. It's like Terrence said, there's a lot of other stuff going on with Xbox, but the fact that like another price increase, and I mean, really, all this just boils down to the AI nonsense. It's like I really hope at some point this bubble bursts, and people that are such advocates for AI and all this nonsense that we don't need, it'll burst, and people say it's a waste of time because it's making stuff so expensive, and it's like, well, if you like this so much, and I guess you like the price hikes too. So then they'll start to see like, this stuff is really like this is doing nothing for us, and it's making everything expensive. Oh, maybe we actually don't need this AI stuff in the first place. We just saw like couple of months ago with NVIDIA with that stupid DLSS 5 nonsense that you had to have two 5090s to play, and for something that looked terrible. So
It looked awful.
I just don't get it. I don't
You know,
get
it's
it. It's
interesting. I didn't think about it till you said it, but like there are so many game developers like, oh man, we have to have AI. It's like, no, you don't have to, and you were getting it done without it. And what you don't realize is that you're driving the cost of all the components up. So now, like by using it, you're joining in with the people that are driving up all the cost of the components up. And so now it's going to be harder to get new consoles out to new players and making it less a smaller install base for you to actually sell your fucking video games.
And this doesn't just affect consoles. This affects PC too.
It affects everybody.
So it affects everybody.
Pretty much the rule right now, well, not the rule, but what a lot of people are saying is if anything that you want electronics wise has a chip in it, you're better off buying it sooner than later because it's just not going to get any better. Like, heck, I bought a mini PC earlier at the beginning of this year, around like January, February, and I got it for a pretty good price at the time. Had I bought it last year, it would have been less. Now that price has jumped up even more than what it was when I bought it. So electronics appreciating like that just it's unheard of. So we are just in wild times now.
Like there was a time that consoles used to get down to $99.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be at the end of the lifespan, but it would still get down to $99 or at least $149. That's what these consoles should be at this point. They should be in the $199 to $149 range. Like it's no reason. The PS2 was $199, $99 eventually. Like, and the GameCube got down to $99. Like those things, it made it easy. Anyone could walk in. Like if you had even the slightest interest in video games, you were like, oh, I'll just go up in there. And I know you're like, oh, well, you're broke if you can't buy it. Like, first off, that's stupid. Like, we got to be more adult about this than, oh, you ain't got the money to just throw away on video games. Like, come on, man. But also, you're not like y'all was saying earlier, like kids, not all parents are going to be willing to drop down even $500, never mind $800. Parents may not be willing to drop down $500 on a console that, quite frankly, the Xbox Series S has been like an albatross around the necks of so many game developers because it's so much weaker than the PlayStation 5 and the Series X. And so it's like, hey, man, you know, it's coming, but we got to put a lot more work into it to get this version out. And that's the version that you'd be buying for $500. A console that's 7 years old that they struggle to get games onto. Like, bro, this shit is ass. Like, it's ass, not just for for other gamers, for gamers that it's like, oh, I was waiting to get in. I was going to wait till later in the generation. But it's ass for people that are like new or curious about games, like kids that maybe they're trying to graduate from gaming on their phones to like, oh, I'll get a console. I'll try a console out for whatever reasons. Like, no, I'm not. Not for $500. I guess I'll stay on this fucking phone, or maybe I'll get a laptop because I got to have a laptop for school and other things anyway. Maybe I'll get a laptop and game on that and just play free-to-play games all day.
Yeah.
And this is, and no matter what people think, this is not helping. Like, this does not do Microsoft any good as far as making money. And the proof of that is this next article coming from Paul Tassi over at Forbes. Xbox sales are at its lowest ever this month. PlayStation its lowest since 2000. Ever since, even before the just announced Xbox hardware price hikes, 2 previous increases have hamstrung both Microsoft and Sony as per new Circana tracking data. The Switch 2, of course, is still immune because that bitch $450 is still the second fastest selling console ever behind the GBA, up 38% compared to May of last year. The PS5, however, saw a 58% drop from last May after its price hike in April 2026, and hardware sales were at its lowest for that month since 2000. Xbox just had its lowest May sales ever, though the caveat is that the system debuted in 2001 after Sony started making PlayStations. This time, it was only down 12% since last May. Xbox spending is actually slightly up, as some of the cost increases offset the declines, but all of this is before every Xbox unit increased its prices again by $100 to $150 as just announced.
This ain't
Man.
sustainable, bro.
Not even
Not at
remotely.
all.
Hell no.
Not
There's
remotely.
no way.
And you know what was funny? I just thought about it as you were reading. Nintendo, when they announced their price increase, I don't think that goes into effect until September. Whereas Xboxes, they're like, man, this shit gonna happen almost immediately because August 1st, those prices go up.
Wasting no time, man. It's
No
just-
time.
and look, I mean, like, to say, oh, to see it happen this fast is just a sign of like how bad the economy is, really. Like, maybe in a better economy, in a stronger economy, like, people would be like, well, you know, it just costs what it costs. But people are like, no, it don't cost what it costs. I don't have it for that. I'm not coming out my pocket to give y'all an extra $100 on top of what it already cost in the first place. And the fact that, like, these consoles never really got a chance to go down in price, because I
They
don't
go
remember
down on Black
why.
Friday. That's about it.
That's
Yeah.
it. I don't remember why, but I feel like they were
Black
raising the
Friday
cost of
ain't
these
Black Friday
consoles
no more.
worldwide, and America was kind of escaping the cost increases for a while. Like in the early 2020s, it might have been like shortage of like just consoles in general because they were selling so fast, or what, I forget whatever the reason was, but I know that worldwide they were raising the cost of consoles, and America was just dodging that shit. 'Cause
Yeah,
we just
you're
had
right.
the cultural power to do that. And now it's like, hey man, all that cultural power bullshit out the window. Like, you don't have it no more. We got to raise prices for y'all too. And these consoles are getting up to ridiculous prices.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
insane.
People are always like, you might as well build a PC. I mean, at this point, you might as well. But
I mean,
I still say there's always the fact that convenience is still there. The people are like, you know what, I don't want to deal with like getting a PC. Even if you get one pre-made, there's still like little nuances that make it harder to like navigate like the user interface than like just a console. So people still be kind of incentivized to buy a console. But I mean, now that'll probably go down with like the increasing of the prices, and then we're talking about a predicted doubling next fall. It's like, brother, like what's going on here, man? Like, and we were talking about sometimes consoles that only come with one controller, or a new console that's not coming with the controller unless you dish out more money. It's just like, what's going on here? Like I said earlier, I just think this AI bubble needs to burst. All this sensationalized nonsense about AI, and it's never anything that's like actually fundamentally sound and useful. It's always some nonsense. I go back to that DLSS 5. That was garbage. There was no point to waste any resources or effort on that stuff if you're going to take these games that people have put their hard work into and made them look a certain way and then make them look worse. Like, don't disrespect my game by making it look worse with this glorified, expensive nonsense. I need to have 10 grand to make Resident Evil now look worse. And this is the reason why this stuff is so expensive now. Get out of here. And people advocate, we don't need this nonsense.
We don't need it.
It'd be different.
Definitely do not need it.
If it'd be different if AI at least had a purpose that it was making life better. Like, I always look at it this way.
Exactly.
It's like the way
Workflow.
AI has kind of been used as of right now, or the way that we're always hearing about it in the mainstream, is that it's always like attacking the arts in some way. Like, oh, we're going to use it to make films. Oh, it's going to make it where you won't have to rely on CGI artists. You won't have to rely on an art department, et cetera, et cetera. Essentially taking away the most human thing that we have, which is the access to art and the making of art, and trying to pass it off to essentially a computer program. When
That's the thing I hate.
whenever you
AI.
could use it for something like, I don't know, medical research. So I'm not saying it's not being used for that, but we never really hear about AI making like medical breakthroughs or like finding alternative ways to do things that will like better humanity in some aspects. It's always being used to like replace something that really it doesn't need to. It's just, it's so frustrating.
Just some nonsense.
I mean,
Yes,
they've been using AI as an excuse and calling it like, oh, well, we're democratizing the art making process. And I'm like, no. Like, some
You're
shit
just taking
has,
away
like,
the skill and the blood, the sweat, the tears that it takes to get better at art. You're taking all that away and simplifying it, quote unquote.
some shit. This is gonna sound crazy, but it's true. And like a lot of, if you're If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about when I say some shit needs to be gate kept. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't care to put the effort in to get better at your craft, then you don't deserve to create anything. And if you don't care to put the effort in to, like, learn how to write better or learn how to draw better, then damn it, you just don't have anything. Like, what this is doing,
Totally
AI
agree.
has done is giving people the right to be idea guys. Like the guy that just, I got a great idea, but you're not going to put the work in and execute. Well, now a computer will execute it for you. Now, fuck that. That's not the goal. The goal is for you to put your fucking soul into something, and you creating something that has no fucking soul. So no, I'm not with none of this shit. And like Terrence said, all these examples of every time somebody brings up AI, it's taking a job from somebody that's doing something they actually care about doing. It's like, oh, what do we need a CGI department for? Like, because people care about that. People put their time, their effort, learning how to do it. And you, like, the fact that people think that they can flaunt, like, oh, well, you wasted all that time of your life doing that, and now a computer can do it with ease. Don't say that like that's some positive shit. You stripping the fucking humanity out of everything, and stripping the humanity out of art, quite frankly, makes the art pointless. The whole point is for you to express some part of the human experience, and you just hold it by just taking it from a computer that stole from other creators in the first place, because that's all these things can do.
Yep.
Man,
It's funny. I forgot the name of the developers of the Gang Beast game, but they actually put on a contest for like 70 grand, an art contest. The people, the company, the studio, played an AI artist contest, and the fans are like, "No, we're not doing this." I was like, I respect that. They offered up 70 grand. It's like, wait, you're not making an art contest for just people to do art? You're literally making it in AI? No, we're not doing it. Why would we do that? It's stupid. Somebody gonna get 70 grand to go use an AI program to make something. No, like that should be given to somebody that actually use their own craftsmanship.
It's funny because that sounds
AI
stupid to begin with.
Yes,
because it's like, why not them? Why don't they just use AI to make something if that's the case? Why would you ask fans to do it?
We don't want you to put pen to paper. We want you to put prompt into computer, and you'll see $70,000 if we like it. I don't like the thought of that, man.
The reason why is because we can incorporate that and be like, well, the fans made it. You know, it's not us. We didn't use the AI. Yeah. The fans used the AI. And I mean, like, we even gave the guy that created it $70,000. We paid him technically. So, I mean, did we really do anything wrong? It's like, man.
You advocated the use of this shit that's taking my drinking water away. Get the fuck out.
That's another thing.
Crazy thing about it, too.
Yeah. They said to generate an email, they use up like 16 ounces of water. I'm like, damn, like.
Really, dog?
For some bullshit ass email?
We got to go back to messenger pigeons.
An email takes this away from me at this point, bro. Who I gotta see? They gotta come wrestle with me, bro.
But yeah, I mean, this really is holding us. And while we talking about high ass prices, we might as well fold this in this bitch.
Sure, why not?
You know, Valve coming out there and announcing a Steam machine price and release date. Boy, man, we've been talking for years about how they go sell you everything and selling you shit without what you need to actually operate it. Like older millennials and definitely, well, really mostly millennials because we're the most comfortable with the phones. Older millennials been complaining for years now. They're like, man, they sell you the phone without everything now. It don't come with no headphones. It don't even come with the charger block. Well, now they got something new for you. We gonna sell you a console with no controller.
Boy, yeah, brother.
You thought in the game, you're not.
Only thing I can give them on this is like, I'm assuming it's got the USB ports at the front, so you can plug anything into it. But I still want a controller with my console.
Exactly.
Like, you can. I mean, like, it is one of those where you can use probably any controller that you have. But like Devin just said, I want a controller with any console that I buy. I'm sorry, but yeah, this is coming from Polygon. Valve confirmed Steam Machine price and release details. I mean, by now everybody knows this, but let's still just go ahead and get it out there. Valve's new Steam Machine will arrive this summer and start at $1,049. The company announced Monday. Valve, which released its new Steam controller in May and has a new VR headset coming called Steam Frame, said it will open pre-orders for its new hardware on Thursday, June 25th. Customers can now register for a chance to buy one at the Steam Machine's page on Steam. Go ahead and get that a little larger for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
The Steam Machine will be available in 4 configurations depending on storage size and bundled with the Steam controller. The Steam Machine, 512 gigabytes, $1,049. The Steam Machine with the controller, $1,128. The Steam Machine 2 terabyte, $1,349. The Steam Machine with 2 terabyte with the controller, $1,428. Valve says its first shipments of the Steam Machine will go out to customers starting June 29th. To curb scalpers amid limited supply, Valve is limiting the number of Steam machines the customers can purchase and restricting who can purchase one. There's a whole list of criteria. Quite frankly, if there are still scalpers for a $1,428 machine, I don't know what's wrong with you people.
I was actually going to say, like, who's going to make profit from scalping in this case? Because, like, shit, $1,400 is already too expensive.
You buy it like
going to make a way.
It's somebody out there.
Well, no, at that point, it's not on the scalper. Because I don't give a damn. This shit, like, the only reason scalping can work is because there's a price, like the actual company prices that shit as low as they can and still turn a profit or not lose too much money so that they can get it out to as many people as possible, because that's the real goal. You want to get it out to as many people as possible. If you cared only about making as much money as possible, like a scalper would, hey, man, I don't really care. Like, I'll just price that bitch way higher, but you can't find it nowhere, so it don't matter. And so you push things closer to that breaking point for, like, what a consumer is willing to pay.
Yeah.
Well, damn it, $1,400 should be the breaking point. That should be like, hey, man, I'm not going no higher than that. So, like Terrence said, if you scalp that bitch and sell it for $2,000 or whatever, and people still buy it, that's your fault. Because why would you buy a console that's costing $1,700, $1,800, $2,000? Like, what? You can't wait for this console that, by the way, if you haven't done any research on benchmarks, that bitch weaker than a PS5.
Yeah,
I was gonna say at that price, you just go ahead and get yourself a PS5 Pro. You're set.
get yourself a PS5 Pro and get you a couple games and even an extra controller behind it. You be set. You literally can set up to have your family in the house playing the game with a PS5 instead of getting this thing.
Bro, I was so disappointed when I saw this. Yeah. I cannot describe to y'all. Like, I actually, when I saw Steam Machine, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of excited because I got the Steam Deck and I really enjoyed that. And I was like, you know what, maybe I'll give this Steam Machine a shot if it's at the right price point or makes sense so I can transition. You know, I have a gaming laptop I use, but if the Steam Machine was at decent power and a decent price, I wouldn't have mind, having that machine maybe when I go home, because my parents have something to play. It was portable. It made a lot of sense in ways of checking boxes that I actually was kind of excited for. I saw this and I was like, nah. All that's gone. First of all, the $1,000 version is 512 gigabytes. Bro, what am I going to do with that?
You gonna play COD? Well, actually, you might
play
not even play COD.
If you want to play,
maybe one
if you want to play indie games, oh, that's heaven. I got a Steam Deck. I got like 50 indie games on one drive. I'm not even using the Steam Deck space. So you got plenty of time if you got indie games. But if you play anything that got some graphics, brother, this ain't it. $1,000 for a console that only 512 gigabytes without the controller. I literally, when I saw that, I was ready to slap somebody in the face. I was like, Gabe, we got to have a conversation. Now, I'm not going to physically assault you, Gabe. You're a billionaire. You ain't finna take me to jail. But, Gabe, somebody got to talk to y'all. Like, I know we had to raise the prices because all the shit is going on, but there's a limit to everything, bro.
You want to know what's funny is
this is insanity.
Before back when they initially announced the Steam Machine, they said that it was going to give you 4K gaming, and now they had to change that to where it's up to 4K gaming because now that we've seen the benchmarks and it's like kind of sort of on par with the PS5, not really. They can't make that claim that it's a cheap way to do 4K gaming anymore. So it's like, who is this for? Because the thing is, if it's not good at being a console and you want that portability, you might as well just stick with a Steam Deck or get a better Steam Deck. So it's like, I don't really get it.
I agree with it's definitely put itself in a position now where the sensibilities for the nicheness of people who would have liked this, you've priced those people out. Like you have, of course, you're gonna have the early adapters who just buy everything tech. They don't. People bought, the same time people bought the Apple headset shit. Like people just buy everything new tech, because they just like tech. Some people just buy that. But like people who like were integrated into Steam and were actually interested, like me, I'm the perfect in between because I'm a console gamer who also likes his Steam library. I'm like the perfect person for this, like the in between of both. I have the Steam Deck, I have a PS5, I have a laptop where I play some games on. Like I'm the perfect customer for this. It's like everything I kind of want in one little bundle. And you've priced me out of this. Like I'm totally out of this now. Like I don't give a damn. And on top of the Steam controller also looking kind of ugly. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That controller,
didn't love the controller.
I don't love the controller.
Go ahead,
King. I just want to. Oh yeah, you finished what you were saying, King.
Oh yeah, but I was about done. I was just saying, like, I agree with Terrence. The feasibility of for like the people who this was for, you've priced a lot of those people out of this. Like the people who would have probably gotten this, adapted this early. Now I don't even care anymore. Like I'm not buying that.
Yeah, this is a weird one because I feel like this thing had a chance to be like a real contender. And I keep up with a lot of different channels and like sources of like gaming news. I've heard people say that there was reports that they wanted to sell this for like $700-800. And just unfortunately, the nonsense we've been talking about earlier with the AI is part of the reason why it's so expensive. Yep. So I can't fully put all of it on Valve because it's just the environment and the where we in right now, the state that the world is in, the state that like tech is in, and it's just unfortunate. This thing gives you extra value because it's like it's not just like supposed to be like a console PC because you can also do like people can do workflow stuff on this thing. You can do like Photoshop and all that. So that's actually a lot of extra added value that you don't have with normal consoles. But at this price, it's like you might as well make a PC, but it still has the convenience of just being like it's a PC technically, which all consoles are pretty much PCs, but this one is like more garnered for being a console just to turn on and play, rather than a PC where you got to boot it up and go through all the BIOS and all that different stuff. But I still don't know if that's necessarily worth the value. And again, like King just mentioned, 512 gigabytes, man, I remember the days back in PS1, man, when you had like 35 kilobytes on a memory card or like 20 megabytes. Yeah, you like, man, 20 megabytes. That's a large file. Now we like,
that was a different time.
Blacklist Wukong. I just installed that back again on my computer. It's like 150 gigs for that. And it's like, if you don't have like 3 to 4 terabytes, you always gotta like, man, I gotta delete this game so I can put this on my console. It's just like it's getting crazy when you got stuff like COD is just a platform now, and it's like 200-300 gigabytes, and it's like, brother, that's half of the 512. Like, if you play COD, that's all you playing is COD, and maybe something else.
And it's not even just 512. It's gonna be like what 4?
A little lower because
you gotta format it down.
Yeah, it's like 482 or something like that.
470. Because the OS
512, no.
Yeah, it's gonna be probably like 480, 470. Yeah, and this thing had the real potential because I had a theory. I was like, if this comes out at a decent price, and I was thinking it was just gonna come with a controller. Again, I get it. It has you can buy it and just play it because you can use any controller that you have. So I get that. It's like, hey, you don't necessarily need this controller. But if you are selling a console and you have a controller that's basically the controller for that console, I kind of want that controller with the console. I don't want to have to buy that separately, like add on an extra $50, $60, $70. But I had a theory. The reason why Deadlock I feel wasn't like in 1.0 yet is because they was waiting maybe to fully release it when this came out. I'm like, that would be great because that game is doing gangbusters. People love that game. I'm like, that'd be a great game to release alongside of the Valve machine. I also theorized, 10-4 hot take. Man, if they would have released like a Half-Life 3 for this thing, that might be a system seller.
You are not the only person that thought this.
A Team Fortress 3. They could have had at least 3 titles to really come out with this thing. Like, hey man, we got some stuff. Man, Half-Life 3, we got it on the Steam machine. Now it's like people don't. There's nothing we know that's exclusive for. So like, we just buying it to play the same things we've been playing. So if you had at least been like, hey, we got Half-Life 3 coming to the Steam machine, people like, you know what, that $1,000 is a lot, but that Half-Life 3 and if it looked good. But now you just like, what? $1,000 for 512 gigabytes? What?
1,500 if you want a 2 terabyte machine.
Like $1,000 for something that barely lines up with a base PS5.
Did you?
Yeah,
I'm assuming. I brought this up. I'm assuming y'all saw that thing with Walmart where they put that pre-built out for $800. They had
Oh yeah,
I saw you
Yeah.
posted that in
Specs.
the chat.
the higher specs, and it was only $800. Like, whoo, that's a good deal.
Oh, you talking? Oh, yeah.
It was
And that's another
800,
thing.
but it had a price cut on it that was like almost $590.
Okay.
Yeah, it had big price cut. That was smart.
That's
Yeah,
another thing you can just get. But I always say it's like I say that you can just get a PC, but a lot of people just don't want to. They don't want to deal with that hassle of even if it's pre-built. I gotta turn it on. I gotta install so and so. If this messes up, oh, my sound drive is not working, so the game won't work. So that's just not a thing with consoles. And I'm assuming this will be a more streamlined, just like a console. So it's just we're in just a weird time, man. Unfortunately, just the times that we're in, I think, just made this much worse than what it should have been. $700-800, this would have been a great deal. I feel like, even without the controller, but without a controller, and it's like $1,100. It's gonna be $1,100 with tax if you get it without the controller.
Yeah,
So it's like, I don't know, man.
And even like the
I know.
functionality of like a regular PC, because this thing doesn't have Windows. It has like Steam OS and Linux, right? So it's like you have to like get Windows on there yourself. So if you don't like the hassle of PCs, you're definitely not going to want to deal with that. So
if you're using it to put some kind of alternate OS on, you're already like an edge case type of person or a more experienced user, I would assume.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're wanting to do like regular like Windows PC stuff on it, then you're not even able to do that. So you know, that's something to consider as well.
Yeah, you got to install Windows yourself.
Yeah, I mean, even if this had been $700, I still kind of would have looked at it sideways. Like, I guess the real benefit would be the form factor because it's so small, and then the fact that it allows you access to a Steam library, which is very cool. Like, I mean, there's a Steam summer sale going on right now, and when I tell you, I've got a ton of games on my wish list, and they're all on sale. Like, they're literally like.
Good God.
80% of the games that I have wish listed, like, oh, I'll buy this at some point. They're all on sale right now.
Yeah,
they're all like, I think I saw Watch Dogs or something like that going for $2. Like Watch Dogs 2 going for like $250 or some shit. I'm like, bro, this is insane. So like that kind of stuff is cool, but the fact that it's weaker than a PS5, and someone was like, because like I saw like a single meme, and somebody was like, oh man, this is crazy, and it was like, I think it was God of War Ragnarok running on the PS5 versus running on the Steam machine, and they were like, yeah, it's like the frame, it was like a slight difference in frame rate. And someone was like, oh man, well, this is a first party game, it's kind of unfair. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to hear that. It's 7 years after the PS5 launched. Like, I need this to be a much more powerful machine. And I guess the small form factor is what's holding it back. Like they chose to go for like a weaker system because it's, if I'm not mistaken, you can hold this like in the palm of your hand or some shit, which is pretty cool. Like, that's pretty cool tech, but if it's gonna be that small, it just kind of makes me want a Steam Deck 2. And a Steam Deck 2, if it had a crazy price like this, I feel like it still would have gone over better because it would have been like, hey man, you can carry this anywhere. Like, you can game with this literally anywhere. Like, you don't need to hook it up to a TV. You just whip it. It's just a portable console. That would have gone over better, I feel like, especially if it was like a more powerful one that kind of learned from the mistakes of the Steam Deck 1. From the Steam Deck 1, like that would have been better received than this. I think this is still like, you know, Keem said, you have early adopters. They're going to buy this day one anyway, so it'll sell out early on. I don't know where that's going to stand, 6 months from now, like after they're done selling through their initial pre-orders. It's like, I'm not spending $1,400 on that. So,
man, looking at a Switch 2 right now, I know the price is going up later, but looking at Switch 2 right now, it's like a super steal compared to
what's the Switch 2 going up to?
It's going up to $550.
$550.
Still cheaper than everything else.
Yeah, it is because right now you can.
It's $449 right now, I think.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's $449 now for just the Switch. If you were to get a bundle, it'd be that's what it is. Okay, yeah. More. So it is going up. So actually, I think it's going to $500. I'd have to check it. I'll tell you what. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay, well, in the meantime, it really does look like gaming is in a terrible spot, man. Like, it feels like everything is coming to an end, and like it's just like the villain of AI is ruining everything. And you know what they really need? They need a hero to come along and save the day. They need someone to come along and put out a game that the entire internet is willing to glaze like it is the second coming of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And instead of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, what instead we get is the Lord and Savior Take-Two, the patron saint of ball and gun gamers, as we get the pre-order information for Rockstar's GTA 6, a game that all of you fucking casuals cannot be fucking normal about. All right, let's just go ahead and get into this shit. Rockstar Games.
Real quick, I was just going to say the price, just to confirm for the Nintendo Switch 2, it is going from $450 to $500. So I mean, yeah, it is still a better deal.
Way
much better deal. Rather have that than a lot of these consoles we were talking about. And I'm not even a big Nintendo guy like that, but still, Rockstar Games announces pre-orders for GTA 6. This came out about 3 days ago. June 24th. They started midnight local time, June 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from Business Wire, Rockstar Games, a publishing label of Take-Two Interactive, is excited to announce that pre-orders for GTA 6 will begin on June 25th, 2026 at midnight local time. This is the thing we had been wondering about. How much was it going to cost? Launching November 19th for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X for $79.99, but wait for it. GTA 6 features a single-player experience set in the biggest, most immersive evolution of the series yet. The GTA 6 Ultimate Edition amplifies this experience with an exclusive collection of premium vehicles, weapons, apparel, and action threaded across all aspects of Jason and Lucia's story, available for $99.
Mm-hmm.
All GTA 6 pre-orders and purchases before November 20th will include the Vintage Vice City Pack, a collection of items that flash back to when the neon burned brightest, alongside a free month of GTA Plus for digital pre-orders, which would be the best way to get the most out of the ever-evolving world of GTA Online and instantly redeemable so you can jump into GTA 5 and other classic Rockstar titles as part of the GTA Plus games library. Players who pre-order digital versions of the GTA 6 will be able to begin preloading on November 12th. The physical version of GTA 6 will contain a download code inside the box. There is no disc. If you go up to GameStop, Walmart, whoever that you get your your physical copies from, and you buy GTA 6, they're going to hand you an empty case with a download code in the box. Just letting y'all know. And I want to also get this out of the way, because I've seen some people try to go, oh man, well, maybe they'll come out, because they said, I know that initially there was like a at launch thing. Everybody was like, oh, well, maybe, later on they will give you a real one, like a real something with like actual consoles. No. There was, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So there was a thing saying, hey man, you might be able to get a full copy later on. And the answer is no. I'm trying to find a specific, like that.
Were they vague about it?
I remember them saying that physical discs will be coming much later. You won't be getting them anytime soon. I'll put it that way.
That's the thing that I'm trying to find, because there was a thing that said, hey, man, we not doing that at no point. Like, it's always going to be a code inside the box. There is no disc coming.
Also, no disc at all. Oh, wow.
At all.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be kind of weird. So what you gonna do? Get my address and send me the disc later? Like,
no, you'd have to physically buy one. If they had a disc.
If I bought the game and you saying a disc comes later, I want my disc later. I don't want to have to buy the disc again. That would make no sense. If I got a case, I wonder does a case have if the case has a disc holder in it? That's my question. I wonder does the case come
now that would be funny.
So for context, when I got Horizon 2 with my PS5 purchase, it was a download code only as well.
Okay.
It did not have any disc, anything inside the case.
Yeah,
okay.
That was also the same thing with the Forbidden West Collector's Edition when it came out. I was at GameStop at the time when it came out. You would get the statue in the game, but it would be just a download code. But I think there was like a steel book or something with it. I can't remember which, but I know it was something like that. And it was really weird because it was like you get the code in here or you can get it this way. It was really
so I guess I guess so. Yeah, the reports that I was seeing were incorrect because I'm just looking at IGN now where they're saying that there is no GTA 6 physical disc coming out at launch or the months after. So every report that's saying that you will get one later is incorrect. So it does sound like they're going digital only for now.
Yeah, so this man from the Hollywood Reporter, the matter was settled until it wasn't. On Thursday, an email accidentally provided more false hope for a GTA 6 disc. The email, a response to a ticket filed by Rockstar Support asking for a disc-based version of GTA 6, stated, "You will be able to require a physical copy during the following months." The Hollywood Reporter confirmed the authenticity of the email is coming from Rockstar. The language, however, is being misinterpreted by a hopeful internet with a source with knowledge of the plans told Hollywood Reporter. At this point in time, there are no plans for GTA 6 discs to be printed, not at launch and not months after. So there you go. Ain't no disc coming. We can wrap that shit the fuck up. So, man, the amount of glazing I've seen for this game that is $100, like, and I knew that we was gonna get it. We've talked on this podcast for years about quad stackers and how they don't really play shit else but like 3 or 4 games, sometimes 1 or 2 games. They pick a couple out of the quad stack, GTA, Madden, 2K, and Call of Duty. They pick 1 or 2 of those and they be like, hey man, that's all I need. But goddamn, like the way that I've seen people crash out over this has been nuts, bro.
Yeah.
100. Like, first off, let's start here.
Okay.
This game $100.
Yeah.
They can lie to you and talk all that, but anytime you lock in whole shops out from the main game, from the base game, then damn it, it's $100. Like, and y'all really is cowardice. Like, you should have just priced that bitch at $100. But what you really trying to do is you trying to say like, oh, well, you know, obviously it's a to use a phrase that Devin loves, it's a premium game for premium gamers.
Premium gamers.
Yeah. So
premium game.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I guess that you were trying to get that across. But you didn't want to go balls out and say, okay, well, it's $99. They didn't want to do that. But if you locking people out of shops, it's $100. Like that's what the game is. So man, I'm grossed out.
You know what's crazy? I think that GTA 5 was the first game. I think they started doing like a special edition. And from what I saw from that, it was only something to the extent of like, it says GTA 5, instead of a deluxe edition, GTA 5 launched with physical special editions and collector's editions. Later, Rockstar released the premium edition, which included the base game and the Criminal Enterprise starter pack for GTA Online. So doesn't seem like there was a whole lot that they had in there. GTA 4 featured a special edition that came in a lockbox and included a duffel bag, a soundtrack, and a keychain. So like very minimal type stuff. But to lock, like, if it's like stuff that's like extra content, which a lot of games do, hey, you get an extra outfit that you just get on top of, like, but to say that, hey, there is a shop in the single player experience that is there,
multiple shops,
but I can't go.
If I didn't spend $100, it's here. But is that not almost the same as like the Street Fighter Cross Tekken, like stuff that's there, but I didn't spend the money.
Hey, it's not on disc.
Oh yeah, ain't no disc. Okay,
ain't no disc.
Well, ain't no disc. It's locked in the game. It's in the code.
Well done, Rockstar. You fooled me.
You didn't spend the extra 20.
Because there's no disc, so it can't be on disc DLC.
So, someone on Twitter I was reading brought up a good point of, hey man, I mean, like you said, Sage, you might as well just made the $100 edition, just write it off as like, you know, games getting expensive these days, and people would have paid $100. I mean, they are people going to pay $100.
I was going to say they was going to glaze it regardless, because like a lot of these people, and this point was brought up on Kind of Funny Games Daily a couple of days ago when this first got announced, and they made the point. A lot of people only buy 1 or 2 video games anyway, so for them, this is just a temporary splurge. Just like, hey man, I'm gonna play this for months at a time. I may play this for years. So what's $100? And that's fair.
Yeah.
But to everybody that actually plays video games, plays more than one video game a year, $100 is obscene, and $80 is. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. Sad to say, some company is gonna fall for this. Some company is gonna be like, well, I mean, games are just $80 now. That's just what they cost, and we're gonna price our games accordingly. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna wind up having to shut your studio down.
Right.
Like that's what's gonna happen, and I it's sad, and I hate that. But like, some studio is going to get overconfident and price that bitch at $80, and just like Keem said, you're not GTA. You don't have legions of fans, legions of fucking casuals coming around to be like, you had 13 years to save up for GTA 6. That's the dumb shit that people are saying on Twitter. By the way, if you're stupid enough to say that on Twitter, that let me know for sure you're a casual. Because that's not, first off, that's not how it works. But also,
Really?
if you actually play more than one video game a year, it ain't no you had 13 years to save up for it. It's, man, this game come out in November and it's $100 compared to like the $60 or $70 I was spending all year on other video games.
Yeah.
So I
Imagine
don't
if you
understand.
just had $100 just sitting in your savings account since 2013. It's like,
I
oh,
was finna say,
I've been
I know,
waiting for
man,
this day.
Just hold it on.
GTA savings.
Finally,
The GTA savings, baby.
there was one
I knew
month
it
that I
coming.
could have used this money for something else, but you know what? The day has finally come. I can
Man.
remove this $100 from savings and finally use it for GTA.
You took
Ah, the
words out of my
13-year
mouth,
wait
Terry.
was so worth it.
Hey man, I got a rebate from my dentist one time. It's like, hey man, they've overpaid you for the insurance, man. We got some money back to you. That's that GTA money right there. that GTA rebate money you got from the insurance.
Boy,
Yeah, boy.
You know what's funny?
My
I
teeth
already
Can I get a
knew
new game?
that morning we woke up and I saw the GTA trailer. I'm like, what trailer? It's like, I looked and wait, box art trailer. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is
Yeah,
we
that right
cook-
there.
We cook.
Oh, they
There-
milking it, boy.
Y'all correct me
Yeah,
if
they
I'm
are.
wrong. I've been playing games for 33 years. I'm 35. I have never seen a game do a trailer for a box art reveal, and that's
Well,
it.
I've seen something worse. I remember what is it? I think Boss Logic did the cover for this for Assassin's Creed, not Odyssey. What's the one after? Valhalla. And the shit, it took like 2 or 3 days of them slowly revealing the cover over time. And I was like, this is the most
Oh, that is.
indulgent bullshit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah.
And but it just didn't get the attention and the noise. Like, to Devin's credit, this GTA cover art trailer
That's very
got
rare.
all the attention. I'm like, bro, if you don't get the fuck,
People are
it's
getting
cover
hype
art.
off the
yeah.
cover art. People
That's
like,
well,
look,
that's 2
the
times.
cover
That's
art
very
caused
rare.
discourse because the woman over there on the left,
yeah.
people were talking
Yeah.
all about her online, comparing her to past cover art women on the different GTA
Yeah.
boxes. Like, the fact that a cover art is causing discourse is like, what are we doing?
Yeah. And
Lazy.
when I woke up and saw that, I'm like, yeah, we cooked. And I checked this morning. That trailer has been up for a little over a week and has 12 million views for a 33-second cover art reveal trailer.
Man,
GTA
people
6
waited.
about to make
Like for the game.
30 gabillions in it when it dropped. And I'm
Yeah.
happy for him, but I'm also kind of tired of just seeing this game because it's just there are people are pre-ordering, and we've said we haven't seen a lick of gameplay.
Still,
Yeah.
Oh, we hadn't
They
seen a
announced
UI. What was you gonna say, Sage?
they announced pre-orders and we still ain't seen no fucking
No gameplay. We ain't seen no gameplay. We've seen screenshots, and
Mhm.
y'all know I talk a lot about this on the channel. How this has been going on for decades of people sitting smoke and mirrors and stuff that we see. It's like you can't trust everything. Am I saying that this is gonna be Rockstar's point? They got all the money, so they should be able to have the most talented people working on this game. If this game actually looks like what they're showing from the screenshots, I will give them this one thing. This game looks like a next-gen game. This game looks like it's in the next generation after the one we're currently in. Because it looks crazy. Visual, I've never seen hair that looks like this. This game, if that is indicative of what the game actually looks and gonna play like, this is gonna be insane to witness something like that with the visuals. But still, can we at least wait to like, man, I ain't gonna pre-order just yet. I gotta see some gameplay. And there's another thing, like people giving like constructive criticism on stuff. People act like, I'm like, first of all, it's a company, $1 billion company. They do not care about you. If they really cared about you, they want to lock this single player stuff behind an extra $20 paywall, right? So they're trying to make the most money that they can, right? I'm not going to sit and say maybe Rockstar don't care about their fans a little bit, but they know who their audience is. And that's why they're doing the things they're doing, because they know their audience is just ravenous for this game. And they're going to pay, if it was $1,000, I'm pretty sure it would sell gangbusters if it was $1,000.
Man.
But a game can have constructive criticism. I am a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII. There are things I loathe about Remake, about Rebirth and Remake, a few things. I love those games, but there are things that I still like, this shouldn't have been this way. I wish this would have been different. I still hate that the game is taking this long to be broken up in 3 parts. I wasn't a big fan of that. But I still like the game, but it still can be criticized. People are like, don't you say nothing about Grand Theft Auto, not my Rockstar. No, you don't. Don't you say nothing about that $1 billion company. They make the greatest game ever.
That's the guy right there. That's it.
I was thinking the same thing.
You leave the $1 billion company alone.
No, I'm about to do voiceover quick, man. I tell you, man, that GTA, man, I'm in the greatest game all time, man. I'm telling you, this game about to make all of it 99, and I'm great. I'm glad to be a part of something so great as GTA 6. Y'all see, I look a little rough right now. That's because I'm on my job. I work on cars. I'm a mechanic. When you come on GTA 6, I'm gonna fix your car up when it break. I'm gonna give you all the tune-ups and everything, man. It's gonna be great, man. I'm telling you.
But I'm only gonna do that if you spend $100 on
now.
The game.
Question. I got one question for you, buddy.
I won't be available. My store's
now, real quick, buddy. I got a question for you, buddy. Did you buy the Ultimate Edition or the Standard Edition? I think I got the 80. Well, pardon, I'm sorry, I can't help you, but I only fix the cars of premium gamers that got a lot of money. So go and get out of my face. Go and get now. Shout out to Sylvanas. He made a video about like the barbers in GTA 6, and if you didn't got the special edition,
that was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like this game, it looks good. Like I have never cared about Grand Theft Auto. This one at least looks cool. I would like to try it, but man, people are just they're going ballistic.
I ain't gonna lie. People being unable to be fucking normal about it. I know you waited a long time. That's cool. Kingdom Hearts fans waited a long time. They were still more normal about it than this. Like, y'all,
some of them,
you know, but it's a lot of people.
Oh yeah, it's way more people.
Y'all's inability to be normal about this fucking game. Like, I had like a 1% level curiosity of this game. I was like, man, you know what? Because there hadn't been an open world modern like city game in a long time. No. Like after Watch Dogs flopped with 3, it's kind of like everybody just was like, oh,
and Saints Row
flopped. Yeah, but once the 2 flopped, it was like, you know what? Let's just leave it alone. Nobody else wants to do it. Samson tried, but I mean that was such a low budget project. It was like that was never going. Even if it had been better, like a more solid experience, it was still not gonna have the scale that you're really looking for. GTA. So I ain't like, never mind GTA as Saints Row or Watch Dogs, it wasn't gonna have that level of scale because it's just such a lower scaled project. But like the 1% of curiosity I had is gone because like every time you try to be like, hey man, you know it's okay to critique this, they jump out the woodworks and say, oh, well, this is the most expensive project that's ever existed in game. Man, you didn't give a damn about that for none of them other games. All them other games came out that was expensive as hell. You was like, why'd you spend that much money on that shit? As soon as GTA came up, you started slurping pole. I'm sick of this shit.
I mean, truthfully,
them niggas saw Strauss Zelnick and got on their knees immediately. Say, look, man, that's the CEO of Take-Two. Niggas saw Strauss Zelnick and immediately was like, hey, man, go ahead, whip it out. I'm ready to get to work. Like, well, man, what the fuck is going on around here, man?
I'm right there with you, Sage, because as someone who used to love GTA as a kid, like I grew up with the games. Like I was there with the PS2, PSP era of the games, and I played those games and I loved them, but I got off of them because I just didn't care for them no more. And I know that's like a crazy comparison to go by.
Imagine getting boomed with a nigga that looked like that with them pink ass gloves.
You getting slimed out by Pinky?
By the pink trap ranger. Man, fuck out of here, bro.
But it's just so crazy to see how people act out about this game. Like I get it. It's been years, and I'm happy for y'all to get y'all game. But for y'all to act like we said that it ain't gonna do well is crazy. For y'all to act like we said, why are you wasting your money? Is crazy.
That mullet, oh my god,
it's crazy to act out in the.
I saw that online a lot.
You know,
this is actually my first time looking at the screenshots. Which
this game's still gonna do well. Yeah, it's gonna
it'll definitely do well. Like I'll put it this way. The fact that regular people are glazing it, let's talk about the fact that like big companies like even Sony has it where if you log onto your PS5 now, as soon as you boot it up, the first thing that pops up is 6 and talk about all the details of how you can pre-order the game and everything. They haven't done that with any of their games.
None of them. But you know how crazy it really is, Terrence? I looked at the PS app on my phone and I was like, what are these colors? And then I logged on my PlayStation. It made sense then. I was like, oh, y'all really pushing this game.
They
like,
want to be synonymous with GTA 6, and I get it. They're going
absolutely. They have a thing out that says best on PS5, best played on PS5.
Yeah, it's true.
I did say they had to. I did see that they had to revamp that because they what was it? No, they
problems with the logo, and they had to fix that
because they had the disc version of the PS5 with best place to play, and they had to take that down because GTA 6 is digital only, so they replaced it with the digital only version of the PS6. So I mean, 5. Excuse me, 5. Yeah.
And you can guarantee by the time this drops, either a little after before, I bet money that there is a holiday edition bundle for this for either PS5 Pro or something.
1,000%.
Yeah, and
1,000%.
And you know, we just talked about sales of PlayStation. This actually might take them PlayStation sales through the roof. I ain't gonna lie.
No, it will.
I mean,
no, it will.
I was being sarcastic.
What's up?
But yes, there are like both Xbox and PlayStation are looking to this game as a savior. Like when you look at that article that we had that was like, oh, this is the lowest sales PlayStation's ever had, and this is the lowest sales Xbox has had, this, that, and the third. They are looking towards this game to be their savior. And while we're at it, that is why, like, that's why they promoted it the way that Terrence brought it up, and that's why everybody else got the fuck out of November. Nobody wanted to be in November. That's why September and October look ridiculous.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
And you know what's funny? There's still a possibility this game will get delayed, and it's gonna be the funniest thing ever. If this game gets delayed again.
No, they locked in on this one. They got other problems at this point. And this is why I don't know if anybody saw Jason Schreier's video on GTA 6 and why everybody should get the fuck out of the way. It's a very good video. Look it up if you haven't seen it. But he talks about how, like, man, the reason why you're getting out of the way of GTA 6 is because you're not going to get any marketing. Like you're only going to get the marketing that you get, because like when it comes time to go to the PlayStation store and the Xbox store, they are only going to be putting GTA 6 up for that whole month and probably a little bit of October. Like the end of October, they're going to be like, hey man, you can get GTA 6 right now if you want it. Like that's the only thing they're going to be doing. There will be profiles in places like the New York Times and like all these other bigger outlets, like outlets that are way bigger than even IGN. They're going to be doing profiles on this game. Like it will be nearly impossible to get any of the oxygen out of like it. GTA 6 is going to suck all the oxygen out of the room. Even when you go to places like IGN, when I tell you, it's going to be like Elden Ring. When Elden Ring came out and you went on every gaming site and all you could see was a billion different stories about Elden Ring. And if you weren't playing, if you didn't care about Elden Ring, you were hoed. Because if they weren't talking about new news stories, like new information, oh, here's what the sales are, here's how much money it made in the first day, they were talking about guides. Here's how you go do this. Here's how you beat this character. Here's how you do this. And they're going to do the same thing with GTA 6 times 10. That's like the only game that I think has a chance, and I think Nintendo might do it, and this is the one time you'll see me root for Nintendo. I think Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, they might drop that bitch like the week before GTA 6 come out and just be like, hey, man, what you going to do about it? Because, I mean, like, Switch, it's not coming to the Switch 2. And they still gotta sell to they people, and the Switch 2 is still selling. The Switch 2 ain't got the problems. When we was looking up that article talking about, oh, Xbox ain't selling worse shit, PlayStation ain't selling worse shit. The article also straight said that Switch is selling is the second fastest selling console of all time. Yeah. So they got a whole base, an install base that they have got to cater to, and so people are like, oh, there's no way they'll put that game out in November, and maybe they won't. But if they will, I would not be shocked, and y'all shouldn't be shocked either, because that bitch gonna sell regardless. Because if there's one fan base I know that on average don't give a damn about no GTA, it's them platforming loving quirk chungus mascot niggas that just be like, all I want is Smash, Super Mario, Mario Kart, and goddamn Pokemon and Zelda. Them niggas, oh yeah, they locked in.
GTA's not coming to Switch 2, so they need a game. So, yeah.
That's true.
So, I mean, like, if it launched in November, I would not be shocked. And if it did extremely well, I would still not be shocked. So, I mean, like, I'm not saying that's 100% going to happen. But if you look and you see it happen, don't be like, oh, I can't believe they're doing this. I can, and you should too. So, but yeah, I mean, like, they definitely look into this game like it's going to be the savior of gaming. And at this point, they do need a savior. And all I'm going to say is the same thing Devin said when he drafted this bitch in Fantasy Critic. This game better get all of it.
I better get 35 points from this game. I don't know
I don't
how
know
you
if
do
you
it
get a
because
perfect score,
100 is the highest, but
Well,
I
no,
mean, 45.
every point above 90 gets you 2
Is
points.
2 points.
So you can get 20 if it's a 90, and 30 would be a 95. If it got a 95 on OpenCritic, he would get 30 points. And I have a question for y'all.
Talk about it.
How low does that Metacritic have to be for fans to flip the fuck out?
88.
That's the number I was. I think
can't even
anything that
hold
goes
you.
below
90 to it. I
89,
was
yeah.
thinking about 88, 87.
88?
I was thinking
90.
I think at 88, they'll flip out on reviewers. At
Yeah.
86, they crashing out on Rockstar.
Oh my-
I waited my whole life for this, and y'all gave me this. And it's going to be a perfect, 86 is a good to great game. That's not going to be enough for them. They going to need it. They need it to be a 92, 94. And if that motherfucker come out and they play it and it's like, it's cool, but it ain't the greatest thing since sliced bread, they are going to crash the fuck out. And you know what I say? Too bad. Because you uncritically consumed this shit before. So once it come out, uncritically consume it then. Eat your fucking slop. I don't want to hear it, man. The same thing like them WWE fans that be wilding out, that be mad when shit go bad. And it's like, man, well, y'all was uncritically consuming before. Don't change up now. If you don't, because nothing should be bigger than the program. All the stuff that we was describing, the pre-order trailer, the fact that the game is closing out stores, not a few items, not a couple cars and a couple outfits. No, whole stores in the game. They gonna go there and the lights gonna be off. It's like, hey man, this shit ain't open for your bitch ass.
Yeah,
Your cheap ass can't afford this. This is unheard of shit. And y'all just letting it slide because you like, but it's GTA though. Okay. If the game is great, I'm happy for you. But if the game is okay or good, shut the fuck up. Because that's what you wanted. Nothing should be bigger than the program. Nothing should be bigger than the same expectations that you place on every other developer need to be placed on them. The same shit, they shouldn't be able to just get away with all the shit they get away with, but y'all just be like, well, but it's GTA. Okay.
I think people are actually going to crash out of this game was a 90. Because if you think about the average consumer of GTA, especially like the hardcore casuals, they're looking at this and there's nothing in their head that's less than a 10 out of 10. They're thinking this game is perfection.
I agree with you, but I also, me and Keem, I asked Keem about this earlier, and I agree with Keem on this. If it's a 90, they'll crash out on reviewers. They'll be like, y'all crazy. You don't know what the fuck
that's what I mean. They'll be like, how is this not a 10 across the board?
Right.
So I'm like, I think
if this got an 86 and people play it and it's good, it's like a solid to great game, but it's not excellent. That's when they crashed out on Rockstar. That's when they I can't believe I waited 13 years for this. That's when they oh man, this is bullshit. I spent $100 on this, and they smashing their TV. That's when that happens.
They gonna turn into Super Eye Patch Wolf on Shenmue 3.
Yes.
Shenmue 3 is terrible. I've wasted my life.
I've wasted my life. Yeah, that shit.
To somebody that says I waited 13 years for this, I say, sir, play more video games or stop playing. Because if you're 13 years and you was like there was nothing else to play until this came out, that's on you. That's nobody's fault but yours.
Well, I mean, these people, the people that are unwilling to uncritically consume this game, they're not real gamers. Either that or they, some streamers is just gonna make guap up off streaming it. But the rest of them, and even those people arguably not, but we're not gonna get into that. These people that are super duper excited to the max, they're not real gamers. They play 1 or 2 video games a year, and that's it. So of course they oh well, I waited 13 years for this. So
the Black Hole Kage says,
before we slide on there, here's something I feel like we kind of slightly glossed over. And it's that damn GTA Plus free month. That's the thing that worries me.
That's what I was telling Keem about this morning. Yeah.
That worries me a little bit. And I've seen that they talked about how it will operate, that you would have to activate that yourself as compared to it just kind of popping on when you buy it. And I'm just like, okay, that's different. But at the same time,
I don't know what GTA Plus entails. Obviously, I'm not a GTA guy.
I think it's for a GTA 5 online specifically.
Yes, I think so. And it's probably some points that you get or some extra. I'm not going to speculate too much on that. Yeah, but what I will say is this. We forgot something that I guess we need to spend a couple more minutes on.
What's that?
GTA 6. Let me go back.
The single player thing.
Yes, that's exactly why I just wanted to read it specifically. GTA 6 features a single player experience set in the biggest, most immersive evolution of the series yet. there's no mention here of
Of an
GTA Online, like of the whatever the GTA Online 6 is. There's no mention here of that. And so now people are theorizing that this may come out, that this may come out and there is no GTA Online, and that may hit in March or maybe in the fall of next year. And so that comes around to the thing that we talked about last week when we talked about all the games. The thing that when we talked about all the games, well, I say last week. This episode, there's a little bit of future casting going on here, so I think that's next week's episode. My bad, y'all. But where we talked about, what happens if these games have to move again because GTA gets delayed? Well, what if GTA don't get delayed, but GTA Online comes out several months later and it's got the same kind of marketing push behind it? And so now it's hitting him. Go ahead, Keith.
Oh, my bad. But GTA Online, actually, the original one came out later than GTA 5, so that makes sense.
Yeah, same for Red Dead. Or Red Dead 2, its online came out much later.
So this actually isn't actually that surprising. Yeah. But it is kind of surprising there's no mention of it. That's more so of it. But I mean, we don't even have a gameplay trailer, and it's the end of June. Like, bro, where's the game at?
You don't know how big the file is going to be for this game. Digital only shit. Is it going to be like 400 gigs?
Potentially, yes. Potentially, it's going to be 400 gigs. But I mean, like, what do y'all think? Like, what happens if GTA? Do y'all think GTA Online is going to be a free-to-play experience and it's just monetized to hell, or are they going to sell you another code in a box and that bitch going to be $70 too?
In my mind, I think it's going to be. I was saying, in my mind, I would see a free-to-play experience with the monetization kind of going crazy because, that's what they had with GTA 5 with the shark cars getting the money and the expansions, this, that, and the third going forward. So I think that's how they would make their money going with that. But looking at it a little bit later, I'm not too sure because I got a feeling they might pull around and be like, hey, GTA 6 Online coming soon, and then they'll mess around, won't say nothing. Like, they might do this whole thing where, like, here's what it's going to look like. Cover art going, and then by the time you look up, $20 to hop online. I'm just like, oh.
Would that be
GTA Online like a monthly payment thing anyway?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, you have to pay like $5 or $10, I think, for GTA Online, if I'm not mistaken.
So
I mean, that's probably the free month of GTA Plus.
And you gotta pay for a private server too, right?
That I don't know.
Yeah, that's
for the RP stuff. You had to pay for that too, I believe.
Yeah, you had to pay for that.
Oh, yeah, well, for sure, for the RP servers, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Actually, there was I saw a discussion about this online when I was on Twitter earlier, and I saw people who were kind of like hardcore GTA guys, like, oh, man, this ain't that big of a deal. They said, nah, hold on. If they sell the online port separately, that's where I draw the line. I saw that multiple times, like, that's too far for me.
I do think that might be the tipping point for a lot of even like the most hardcore fans. That makes sense because like you can't sell me the same game twice. Like
that's wild.
Okay, it's more expensive. It's a premium experience and all that bullshit. But like, goddamn, like you selling the same game to me twice. Like, but this is the online version. Like, come on, man, you could have just charged me what you want to charge.
Buy it again.
The only excuse for that would be that GTA Online, the new version of it, would literally be like, okay, this is literally MMO. We got like 100 players on a server now. Like, it's all shared world. It's like more of an integrated storyline in the world with the content on top of all the other content. Where this is such a big haul, it's really its own game now. But that would be the only way I can see that. But even then, I would make it free to play because it doesn't really make sense not to in this market.
I agree.
And I think they're still gonna monetize it.
Oh, they're gonna monetize.
They're gonna monetize regardless.
Yeah, they're gonna monetize.
Well, I'm talking about just like the play it because I mean the whole Plus membership thing is like a platform, and then you get like $500,000 every month. So there's like little perks you get. People ain't gonna pass that up.
Nah.
I mean, if they're smart, they're just integrated straight into Plus. Like if you have if they were not greedy, like, hey, whatever you're playing on Plus that works for this, you're good. But they're not gonna.
And I mean, I don't trust somebody to lock single player content for extra $20.
This shit right here, some type of monetization.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't think they're not going to do it when they're doing stuff like that. When you can't, stuff is locked in the single player experience. You think they're not going to monetize some crazy stuff in the online?
I mean, hey, that's why the woman in the ski mask was looking at you that way.
Yep,
looking at you like, what you looking at?
Because they know their fan base.
She looking at you like, You got that, honey?
You got 100?
You ain't got it? Get your bitch ass out my shop.
Why does my tattoo artist got a white shiesty on? I'm very
I'm trying
confused
to
right
figure that out. Boy, it's gonna be a lot of Florida man nonsense in this game, man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tell you.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of that, dog.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of potential to talk about a lot of different things with this game too. I know this is capitalism, the game at this point, but like the conversations that the subculture conversations GTA always has, that's actually pretty well intelligently done. There's so much you can do now. So much compared to what they did last.
Like
That's the
honestly,
one thing I
GTA 4, I saw people talking about how really GTA 4 is Rockstar's magnum opus because like the story they tell there, like that's still applicable to this day, just in terms of like the immigrant experience and everything.
I think that's the one thing that might be dangerous about this game if they try to get too topical, but they spent 13 years working on it, and some of the topical issues are out of date. It's kind of like with 007, they all of a sudden they were showing what's that TikTok Cobby Lame, and people are like, yeah, you can tell this game was made like 7 years ago, huh?
Yeah.
Like you could tell, like
don't even live here no more.
but I mean, like he's not, popular in the same way that he was like a few years ago. And it's like, man, if they got too many instances like that in the game, you could very quickly run into some problems. It's like, hey man, why is this game so fucking dated? Like,
I don't think they would care because Vice City was like that game was like an older, like
yeah, but see, that was set in the past.
That was set there.
Yeah, but
that's a
like,
period piece.
Like Miami Vice.
It was a period piece, but I don't think people gonna care about that. Not people that's hardcore into this, they not gonna.
It depends. Like if
it depends on the
because like
playing it.
some shit is like, okay, that was cool. And remember this, haha. Some shit is, oh, remember this? That was kind of cringe. And it only take a few of those where you like, man, why are so many cringe moments in this game? Like,
I mean, but they already showed that. So if you didn't like that, they showed the whole stuff with the the woman in her yard, the people in the mud. They showed a bunch of that stuff. So if you didn't know that already, like you should know that this game gonna have those moments. I don't think they're gonna care.
I guess it depends. Like it's gonna depend on what the execution is. All right, one last topic before we close out the show. And man,
is that a revolver with a scope on it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Those are his and hers guns.
Yeah.
Florida.
I want to get with the Ultimate Edition.
Actually, probably so.
Yeah,
you probably only get those
edition.
Yeah.
It says on the screen, Ultimate Edition content. You do not get
no.
those. Yes.
You don't get
That's
none of
his and
this.
hers. That's Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah, everything we just saw, that's Ultimate
This
Edition.
is all GTA Ultimate Edition stuff.
We were joking. That was
like,
the truth.
Brokey. Look at you, ain't got no money. Ain't got no tattoos.
I was just gonna say,
Like you were joking, saying you were actually saying the truth.
Oh,
You
yeah,
actually
this is
can't get
all
this-
Ultimate Edition
I was
stuff.
just
I was gonna say, watch how this is gonna turn out when the online section come out. It's gonna be a bunch of people walking around with normal avatars, and their nose will be decked out in shiesties, tattoos, diamonds, and fur coats and minks.
All that
And they'll
shit.
be like, oh, look at that standard edition user over there. He ain't had it.
Yeah,
20.
hey, look, it's gonna be
Look at
like
his fur coat. I paid 20 for that.
Fortnite.
how they separate the free to play people versus the whales. Is gonna be like, oh, it's the virgin $80 commoner, and then you have me, the $100 premium gamer.
You see you with your non-tattooed skin. And
Well, look, if you feel despondent about how corporate this whole thing feels, if you're concerned, if you're like, man, this feels like a lot, man, maybe PlayStation will have my back some other way. Maybe PlayStation will give me the single player classics that I love and miss from the PS4 era that the PS5 has had a few of. And man, they've had 12 different, they tried to launch 12 different games as a service projects, and like 9 of them failed. And so surely they're gonna move the fuck on from all that bullshit and get back to the Sony first party classics that we're known for. Well, about that, PlayStation CEO says it's not giving up on live service video games. This comes from Andy Robinson at VGC. Despite high-profile failures, Sony still sees value in pushing online titles like Marathon and Helldivers 2. One of those was successful. PlayStation boss Hideaki Nishino has indicated that Sony will continue to back live service games despite a troubled push into the space that has seen numerous canceled projects. Speaking to Famitsu, the Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO was asked if the platform holder intended to carry on as before with live service games, to which he left little doubt that it did. Quote, "That's right. With live service games, it's important to keep providing something on an ongoing basis. The genre itself is relatively new, and I imagine many people are trying out various approaches, so we intend to continue taking on new challenges within that context. The CEO added, we view live service games as content that attracts users on a global scale, so we intend to continue revitalizing the market through both first-party and third-party content. We are looking beyond simply promoting new titles and are considering what can be done with older titles over the medium to long term. Since it announced its intention to develop 10 live service games back in 2022, PlayStation's Games as a Service mission has been marred by turbulent results. Its most high-profile misstep was the disastrous launch of 2024's Concord, which was pulled from sales just 2 weeks after launch. Holy shit. Sony also canceled live service games in development at numerous studios, including Bend Studio and Bluepoint Games, with the latter being closed entirely earlier this year. Sony's 3.7... Damn it. Fucked it all up. Sony's $3.7 billion acquisition of Bungie has also been tumultuous, with the company recently reporting a $765 million impairment loss related to Bungie assets. Earlier this month, it ended support for Destiny 2, and later, unfortunately, laid off most of its development team. Respect to the people that got laid off. I hope y'all find great landing places. Y'all did not deserve this. This is a failing of the industry, because this should not be happening. Like, people... It just shouldn't be happening. I feel like every week there's a new story about people losing their jobs in an industry where it makes all the money and it makes more money than fucking movies. Fucking disgusting. It's not all been bad news, however. Helldivers 2, developed by Arrowhead Game Studios, was a surprise hit, becoming PlayStation's fastest selling game of all time and selling more than 15 million copies by the end of 2024.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
From a guy who played Helldivers 1, which was a much more niche
such a
style game.
Yeah.
This is a ridiculous success. This is a ridiculous overcoming success with a sequel.
100%. How do y'all feel about the fact that they're not leaving the games as a service space?
This is called being stubborn on a whole new level. That's what this is. This is called being stubborn on a whole new level. I'm sorry, but if you told me to go on a basketball court with an NBA pro and take 10 shots and I miss 8 of them joints and only 2 of them went in, and you telling me to keep shooting, knowing I'm not getting any better at this, something wrong. Somebody up top need to get dropped, because
actually, if you're using that example, you do need to keep taking shots. It's unfortunate that each shots you take cost another $200 million, $300 million.
That's the other part I was trying to get to, is that it's costing you too damn much to keep doing this. And man, oh my God. If you haven't got it right this time, and this the other thing I want to talk about too, is that live service games are, in my opinion, are such a hit and miss thing because of the genre and types of live service games you can get. I hate to say it, but you can't keep trying to fill in spots where someone is already sitting there. You can't do that. If somebody is already in a spot and they filling it and they are succeeding, do not try to get in their spot, because you can't fit their seat. You can't fill their shoes. You're not going to be the same hit that they were. And using Concord as an example, Overwatch been out for way too damn long for y'all to put that game out that late.
For $40.
And for $40 at that.
I mean, Marvel Rivals came in and filled that spot, but they also have a brand to rely on that in Marvel, which was
they have IP and horniness. That's what they have.
A lot of
that. Hey man, those summer skins came out. Hey, that trailer came out for Emma Frost for the summer skins. Shoot, best believe folks are like, all right, my wallet, money's coming out of it.
That Black Widow skin did just hit the shelf, and I can't lie, she kind of got a BBL rocking back there. But
as the old folks say, Sony don't believe fat meat greasy.
Say it again. Say it again.
I just can't, bro. I've said on this podcast a couple of times, and I've said it like a lot of times. We just talk personally.
Yeah.
Like this chase of this carrot dangling in front of his horse, the carrot being that big. If I just get one big live service to hit this, we're gonna make all of it. It's just dangling, and that horse is like, bro, I'm tired of walking, man. Am I gonna ever get the carrot, man?
Never.
And the answer is no. I mean, you might get it, but it's just like that's such a crapshoot. Y'all don't try, but y'all.
You know what the thing is? They got the carrot twice. They got Helldivers, and in fact, they got MLB The Show. Those games are very successful. They got not GTA, Gran Turismo, GT7. They got GT7. like you've gotten the carrot multiple times, but you just like, I want another carrot. Like, okay, well, bitch, we out.
That's the thing. They want more, man. They're not satisfied with their one.
They want to see more money come out of a game because they know these games make that type of money. Like once you put it out there and you monetize it well enough, and people want to stick with it. But the problem is people ain't sticking with these games long enough for you to make that money. So y'all just wasting money putting stuff out. Yeah, it can be a good game, but if it's not sticking, if it's not landing with the player base and people are not choosing to sit with it because the thing that they've been playing is much better than what you just put out, you wasting money again. You spending money because you got it. What's that saying my folks used to always tell me about eating food? Your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This old folks saying, hell yeah, it is.
Another old folks saying that money burning a hole in your pocket. They just, I got it.
Ooh, yes,
it, man. Like, I still like the whole Concord thing. It's like, it's unfortunate that game went under like that. But I don't know why they would bring a hero shooter into the space like that. That didn't look super interesting. It looked okay. It didn't look like a terrible game. It was just an okay game, and you can't just make an okay game.
And the marketing for it was a little misleading
from the beginning. The marketing was ass. I think most people just didn't even know that game existed. They only had like 2 or 3 trailers for it. They had the initial trailer that showed you nothing about the game, made you think low key. That trailer made me think
it was a single player game.
Single player game.
That was one of the confusions. Yeah.
And then you come out with the second trailer, and the second trailer, I mean, like you see the hallmarks of a multiplayer game with Concord's second trailer, because it's like multiple characters interacting. And for some reason, multiple characters don't mean like, oh yeah, you got an interesting party that you're hanging out with. It just means like, oh yeah, it's multiplayer. You and your friends. Yeah. But even that trailer, the story, it felt like there was a story to it. So it again felt like a single player title. And then instead of that, it's just a traditional hero shooter. Ain't no story, or like the story is being told in like some cutscenes, cinematic. Yeah. Like it was so weird. Like, why did they build that game that way?
And even with that, like, you know, when they revealed about how much they lost from that, I'm like, man, that's a lot. And like this game don't look like. But then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. When I was watching Secret Level, I'm like, why is there an episode of Concord here? It made no sense. I'm like, Secret Level was supposed to be like franchises that have been established for years. I'm like, this just came out. Why is
advertising?
They were trying they were trying to make a show with it. And I was like, well, CG cost a lot of money. So they made it like an 18-minute episode. It probably cost all of it. They probably already had other stuff that was already done for episodes. But when the game failed, it was like, so then I was like, that's probably what a lot of that money went to.
I mean, did you ever play Concord?
I think I might have played a little bit when Keem had the beta.
They had like some cinematics in it. Like as you would beat certain missions, you get cinematics. They probably lined up months of those cinematics. Months of CGI trailers.
And that's why they charged 40 for it. Because it was like, we got to recoup some of this. And I was like, it don't make sense to charge 40 for a hero shooter when you've already got the top contenders that are free to play at this point. And I was like, they try to recoup that because they put so much money into all this stuff that, like, I've said it before, I'm saying it again, back to the horse analogy. Stop putting the cart ahead of the horse. Don't do all that other stuff. You done spent money on episodes and all this CG when you don't even know if it's going to be a success yet. We've seen too many games do the same problem and they've died. Multiverse was another one. They first came out, we're going to push this to be an esports game. It's going to make all over $100,000 tournament.
You know what it is?
Multiverse is it. Dead.
It's the equivalent of back in the day. Well, not back in the day. Well, kind of back in the day. They used to do the movies, and the movie would be like the prologue to like a bigger story that they were planning to tell down the road, except the fucking thing failed, so it ain't no bigger story. And it's like, you should have just told the story that you was trying to tell from the beginning, and maybe you would have grabbed some people, and then you could have done some more sequel type shit. But instead, they always want to start at the beginning of the beginning, and it's like that's not that.
You gotta grab people first, and then people like this. Oh, let's go. People love it. Let's put the foot on the gas, but not like, hey, we're gonna make a show, and then people just gonna like the game, then they gonna like the show. No.
Yeah. Now I will say this, man. Just seeing this article, there's such a disconnect here. This is one of those examples where a part of the problem with gaming is like you're slowly disconnecting yourself from the audience that got you where you were in the first place. You built your identity on these certain specific titles and single player games, especially in the PS3, PS4 era, where they were like, all right, this is our identity. We make really good single player cinematic level experiences, and with iconic franchises with strong leads. Like That's the type of games we like to make. We make multiplayer in between for that. Maybe we'll make it off of these strong franchises, but that's our identity. And then we all know live service became very attractive to all the companies because the amount of money you're leaving on the table when you don't do it is so large. It's like, to an investor, it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're leaving too much money on the table. And just seeing this article, like, oh yeah, we're still going to push live service even though we failed at multiple and had to lay off several people. Like, at a certain point, there's a cost measure. That has to be like in my field, we have something we call a corrective and preventative action, a CAPA, where we look back at mistakes we made or an issue we had and figure out why it happened and how to prevent that from happening again. Well, if you keep having a failure of the live service game over and over and over and over, and now Destiny 2, which was one of the biggest live service games, honestly, one of the games that brought this full circle, this movement in the first place, and that game is sunsetting. That's your welcome to Jesus. That's your say hello to God moment. Hey, let's have a conversation about this. Is this a direction we really want to go into? We keep falling on our face. One of our biggest live service franchises is gone. That set the standard for most live service franchises. What do we do to pivot from this? And what do we want our identity to be with our player base at the end of the day? Yes, we want to have profits, but we also want to have, some level of respect for the brand to keep the brand strong. Because if we keep failing over and over again, our brand's going to be synonymous with failure going into this next console cycle. That's not what we want to come out with PS6 gets announced. Like, oh, the console, well, y'all just keep making live services to get canceled? Why would I buy that console?
You know what's interesting is if they're going to keep pushing these live service games, some of the ones that they canceled now don't make sense because I still don't understand how you couldn't make a Spider-Man live service game work. Like that one, I feel like should have stuck around.
Well, one thing, I agree with you. The Spider-Man game, definitely, I think it was called The Great Web. That game looked good, but I think the same thing that stopped Naughty Dog from doing The Last of Us Online is the same thing that stops Insomniac from doing The Great Web, is that when you do live service games, it basically changes your studio. You are no longer a studio that does single player games and then you do a multiplayer game on the side. No. You are a multiplayer studio that has to constantly generate live service content to satisfy an ever hungry player base. That's if true. The game is successful. And true. So like that made like Naughty Dog saw the amount of work they was going to have to do. Like even Bungie, like people always say Bungie told Sony to cancel it. And I'm like, that's not how that works. But Bungie came in and talked about and told them like, hey man, if you want this to work, you have to do this, and this. They ran down a checklist of stuff that you'd have to do. And Sony and Naughty Dog was like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're a single player studio. We wanted to do this on the side. And once they realized they couldn't do it on the side, they canceled that bitch. And I assume that something similar to that happened with Insomniac, where they were like, hey, man, we got it. Even though I agree with Terrence, that was the most interesting looking game. Frankly, you should have handed that off to another studio instead of shutting one of these studios. Instead of shutting so many studios down, you should have been like, hey, man, y'all work on this now. This Insomniac, the Great Web, Spider-Man, the Great Web shit, you work on this now. Go do that. And, like, I don't know why that's the thing that fell through where people were, like, Insomniac had the good sense to be like, hey, man, we're not going to be able to do what we want to do and do this. That should have been passed on to somebody else, as opposed to, like, y'all had Bluepoint working on a God of War live service game. For fucking what? It's gonna be 5 different Kratoses in that bitch. Like that shit sound ridiculous, man.
God of War Ascension. They are. I guess they were gonna try to expound upon that.
I remember that.
You know, it's funny. King made a good point. Like he mentioned the PS3 and PS4 era. That wasn't. I think I might have talked about to King and Sage about this. It was a different time back then because I think actually I was talking to Sage about this about Tomb Raider and like Uncharted. Those games were single player experiences. They just happened to have an online mode. And they were kind of good. It's like, oh, people like this. Instead of like you leading with multiplayer, it's like, well, it's just a good single player game. They just happen to have the mechanics lend to a multiplayer game, so you just have it. You even looking back at stuff like Warhawk, Mag, Fatal Inertia. Those are live service games that Sony tried. They didn't work. Warhawk was kind of successful for a little bit. They didn't work. And they're like, we'll just move on. We just do what we do. But now it's like, that's the main thing that getting that character they're chasing is just the live service stuff. I mean, even they tried to make a Halo killer. That obviously didn't work. And even you look at stuff like Killzone and Resistance, both decent shooter games had decent multiplayer single player campaigns, but they were also decent multiplayer games just because they just had it and it was good, not because it was the focus. But now it's like that is the focus, multiplayer first, and it's just like they keep tripping over that, and they don't understand this. It's not working.
I'm not even mad at multiplayer games being multiplayer only, but I am mad. One, I'm mad whenever you try to make a single player franchise into like a multiplayer franchise. Like, cut that out, because that's not what people wanted. But the other thing I don't like, the other thing that's unfortunate is that the cost of video games going up has caused them to start like parrying and ripping away content that you would have had in older games. And so like games that used to launch with multiple different types of modes, now it's like, hey, we're launching as strictly a capture the flag game. And it's like, bro, there are so many other modes that come with a shooter game typically than just capture the flag. Or we're launching strictly as this extraction game. And it's like, man, that's it. Like, there should be an additional, and they try to add it later. But the problem is, like, it costs a certain amount of money to keep your studio open. And so as you're trying to add it later, it's like a balancing act that they have to, like a tightrope act that they have to walk, because it's like, hey, man, if this game isn't making money as it is with what you're already trying to sell me, it's not going to stick around long enough for you to add all those extra modes in later. And so it can you give the gamers enough content off rip to sell the game to like an increasingly busy group of gamers, like an increasingly busy customer base that's just never running out of video games to play, never running out of low-cost video games to play, man. Them Stickman games, they be going off. That fucking Mecha Chameleon game went crazy. And it's like $10. That shit, like me and Keem was talking about it, and he was like, man, I hadn't seen it. Like, let me look it up. And he was like, this shit is literally just Stickman from RDC World. Like the trailer where they just talked about like two developers, one developer that was just like making a $300 million AAA, quadruple A, quintuple A video game that it perfectly replicates real life. And then one studio with like 2 people in it that made a game that cost $8 and it's selling 5 million copies in 2 days. And it's like, how the fuck did you pull this off? Stickman. It's very simple. Yeah. Like, they just get back to the core of like, hey, what's something fun that people can play for hours that don't cost a lot of money? And you hit so many checkpoints and people immediately like, yeah, bet, give me that. And that may need to be like, I don't know how you distill that down when you're at the AAA level, but they're going to have to think about that, because the other way that you have of like going back and doing all the game that has like 50 different modes in it, I guess y'all like, that's probably untenable given how long it takes to make video games now. So you're going to have to think of something.
Yeah.
All right, man. That was a lot going on, but that's going to have to wrap it up for this week. We hope that gaming doesn't continue to explode next week. But we will see you next week. But until then, I need you to do me a few favors. If you like this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And do me a personal favor from me to you. Have an excellent week. Peace.